by the grace of God, we are not going to leave here the same. Okay, would also like to call to the podium Mr. Wisdom Elder. He's going to give us a work call to agro economy. You're welcome, sir, Mr. Wisdom Elder. He is the CEO of Agricab Nigeria Limited.
Agricab.
Sorry.
Alright. I want to welcome everyone with you. Today is going to be a very, very remarkable day in the history of our lives by the special grace of God. Alright, first, I'm not based in
I'll be the one talking about it.
I run my business in Lagos and on my way down here from Benin because I came through the road. And every time, sometimes when you travel, just try and if it's safe, try and see what is happening on the highways. Try and see what is happening along the road from one state to another. You realize that Nigeria is almost number one in the world when it comes to investing in bushes. We have a lot of bush all over the country. We have lots of forests all over the country. We have, if you call them arable farmland, it will look like you're speaking too many grammar. We have so many bushes, vacant from community to community. So today, we want to bring our attention from where it has always been, which has been the oil and gas, as well as every other thing. We want to bring our attention into what actually generates wealth, far much more than oil and gas. There are so many statistics all over the world that gives you the GDPs of countries that export agricultural produce, far much higher than what Nigeria generates. Now, the solution to our problem is here with us. Well, I'm going to be giving you some challenging facts. Now, we are supposed to be waiting for government, because I understand that if I tell one of you to go and farm on a 30 hectares of land, one person will not be able to run it. So that's actually the challenge of agriculture. The challenge of agriculture is the same challenge we have whereby our youth cannot embrace agriculture. We have not been able to upgrade it, we have not been able to repackage it or repackage it, modify it, make it to be so trendy and contemporary so that the youth can embrace what is in agriculture. And why have we not been able to do that? Because our youths have always known that farming is a poor source of income. Are we together? Yeah, we were taught when we were growing up in our primary school and secondary school reader that so and so child, his parents were rich, the father was an accountant, the mother works in the bank. Are we together? But on the other side, we have one Agbo or Simbi who comes from a poor home, and the mother fries akara, right? And then the father is a farmer. So from there, we started knowing the people that are actually rich and then those that are actually poor. So we followed the bank and the accounting and the engineer. What do you want to be from childhood? I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer. Oh. Now the woman that fries akara is what we call an entrepreneur, small scale business. She is running her own individual business. The one that is a farmer is what we call an agriculturist. Now we have always had that at the back of our mind. So a lot of people shifted their attention into what should be happening in the offices. We shifted our attention into what should be happening at major areas and all the rest of them, and then we abandoned so many opportunities that lies in agriculture. He just gave us a statistics. 150 plantains in one plot. That would be how many for 10 plots? 1,500. 20 plots, 3,000. 40 plots, 6,000. And 40 plots in a very farming environment will not cost us. We started doing leasing for the Niger states. Their lands are very cheap. You lease lands there very cheap. There's security in Niger state, so let's not talk about insecurity. So we lease lands in Niger state at a very, very low mega amount of money per hectare. But if you come down to the south, leasing land could be a little bit, maybe 60,000 or thereabout, depending on the area. Then if you go down again, so how many of you know how much they lease lands? Okay, you don't know. Alright, so they lease land, you can lease land, right? Okay, but now we realize that giving people opportunity to just have lands on lease might restrict them to the kind of crops they are going to plant there, like the plantain issue. Most people will not allow you to plant plantains because you might be leasing it for 2 years, after which you leave. But when you own the land, so 40 plots of land for 6,000 plantain and 3,000 times 6,000 is how much? 18 million. 18 million over 40 is how much? That will give you the value, and many occasions, like what we're doing here, even the cost we are giving for an acre of land is even very, very minimal. And what we're doing here. So now that is what you generate every 10 months. Because at least a very good production of plantain has 10 months lifespan before it can, at least for harvest. After which we'll start all over again. Now, with the kind of lands we have, with the kind of bushes we have in Nigeria, are we supposed to be buying rice for 110,000 naira? Now, even when this rice is 110,000 naira, are you not supposed to see it as an opportunity? So with the kind of, because there are some of us here who have lands, massive lands in our villages. And then it's as if the direction is going towards. Now, Netherlands makes by far over $35 billion only on exports every year. And the land space of Netherlands is not up to about two states in Nigeria put together. In Niger State, you will travel inside Niger State for 11 hours. Inside Niger State, you travel for 11 hours.
inside Niger State, you will travel for 11 hours. That is one of the biggest. I don't think there is any state in Africa that is as big as Niger State. By the way, in Nigeria, many states we have in Nigeria, if they were in Europe, they should have been countries. So we have this gold mine in agriculture. But we have abandoned agriculture. So I will tell us why. One person cannot farm 40 plots of land just like that. It will not be possible except with what our CEO has said, which is mechanized farming. It will only take that strategy, that understanding, that capacity to plant on, even though you are planting 50,000 hectares of land. There's something going on in Nigeria currently, and some Indians and Chinese are coming to buy our lands, and they are having a 10 years plan. I've witnessed one of the companies buying minimum of 5,000 hectares. 5,000 hectares. Minimum, that's the minimum they buy. Another one buys minimum of 1,000 acres. Minimum. And in these places, they are going to farm lands, and they put their security, they put everything in place, and then they have a plan. Because when you are talking of this wake-up call, we are giving you highlights on strategic investment in agriculture. They have a plan on oil palm production and wood production. They are going to be supplying wood to Nigeria in the next 10 years, and they are really buying from state to state, getting up to 50,000 hectares of land. Their target is 5,000 hectares minimum. I have gone with somebody that was part of selling to this Chinese company. 5,000 hectares minimum. Community land, long, massive, long distance. And they have security employed there, and then they are planting the oil palm seedlings. By the way, the oil palm seedlings they are planting are still the ones that we gave to Malaysia, and then they have returned it. And at least that seedlings now either 25 cents or about thereabouts, or 50 cents, each of the seedlings. So they are planting and they are having time, and that when you have this time, 2 years, 4 years down the line, your harvest is coming, and you are not selling, because our local farmers, if you go to our local markets, you see them bringing raw cassavas to the market to come and sell, raw yam and all the rest of them. But you that are going into this investment, you are not selling your products just at the raw stage. You are rather processing those products to make mega money, right? And so if you go to any park where you have a lot of people standing, you just look at all of them and say, if I can just make like 100 naira from each of these people's pockets, at the end of the day, how much will I be making? So if I have 1,000 people, at the end of the day, 100 naira, 1,000, 100,000, this pack, and then this other pack, I have 100,000. So if I can get like 2 million people from Port Harcourt who are going to be my direct market, target market, I will be having 100 naira from each of them. That will be 200, is that 200 million? Yes, or 100 million or 200 million naira. And then this is going to be your target for daily market. Then we leave Port Harcourt to go to another state and all. So if I target 100, that means each product I'm sending into the market, I'm expecting a patronage that will generate such amount of money, and that is the minimum amount. We have something bigger. People make 1,000 naira per product of some of the brands that you buy in the market. 1,000 naira profit per product. So we have your cultivation, we have your processing. Then the man that has the oil palm is now redirecting it into processing, and then is taking it into the market, and then you see the market flooded, and it's controlling the market. You are not stranded about what is going to happen the next moment because you control the market. And one crazy thing that we have not discovered in Nigeria is to rebrand so many food items that will keep seeing going to the market. We still have the same package of garri, we still have the same package of yam, we've not rebranded. Even some items that you go out of this country, you see them repackaged and like, okay, we'll talk about plantain. You can even naturally, direct plantain, you can have more than 5 different channels of plantain. I realized that you can blend a plantain without peeling it. You can blend a plantain without peeling it, a light plantain without peeling it. Then you can peel it and blend. Then you can peel it and then fry. Then the peel you can still blend. Just at that stage, I've not started talking about mixing plantain with another food item to produce another kind of. I'm not starting to. So there are so many opportunities in the agricultural sector, but we have so much shifted, and that's why we are calling even on the government. Because these are the number one people who are supposed to subsidize this equipment for mechanized farming so that people can at least have access to this equipment and then we can generate massively. Instead of maybe spending your money to do the entire grading, which is going to cost us a lot of money. Yes, it does cost a lot of money. Because some of the cost analysis we did before putting certain amounts to manage your farming, to manage your production, are actually part of the reasons why, if it is well subsidized, there should not be a bundle of plantain should be 1,000 naira maximum in this country. A pack of rice should comfortably sell for 10,000 naira in this country. This country should feed every other country in this continent comfortably without even shaking your ground at all. And I'm waking us up because it is possible for us. If politicians are looking for money in the oil and gas sector, it's possible for us to start giving them money from agriculture. Since they have abandoned the right thing to do, we can pick up this industry and revive it, and then even give them money to steal, since they need money to steal. We can not relax. You cannot sit down at a place without looking at the opportunities. How can my product be in the market and be generating, and I control the narrative? I control it from cultivation to harvest to production and to marketing. How is that possible? Everything will not be done once. You can start from somewhere and then you generate capital and move into the next phase. You keep pushing one phase of your product from one phase of your production to another. Just like Microsoft, you keep releasing one brand to another. iPhone, Apple will keep releasing one brand to another. So you keep releasing everything phase by phase. So we have when you go around, like I was talking about going around, when you go around and you keep seeing this rain drop, you say, this rain has come again. It's coming to spoil my which business? The business in the ground. Have this at the back of your mind. That there must be 10 plots somewhere that is yielding for you. Like the concept you are bringing. The concept whereby you are combining both the land that is appreciating, and the crops that you are planting. Before now, you just buy real estate, maybe buy this place, and then you build a structure on it, and then you rent it out, you use that place to generate funds. But right now what we are saying is that you can buy massively at lower rates, and then those places you are buying, not putting tenants there, but going into agriculture there, and then using those agricultures to still generate fund while your land is also intact, is secure, and your land is also appreciated. There are some lands that some of us bought 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 in years back, and today, if you go back there, you cannot believe the current value of the land. Thank you. So I want to say that you cannot help but take the opportunity of what is going on in the market. Grab it, and what we should run with is agriculture. Let's leave 1,000. If you have the capacity for 10 plots, from 10 plots to 100 plots, from 100 plots you keep increasing your capacity. And I tell you, the same way you are increasing your capacity, strategic. There are so many strategic crops. When you go into the market, you realize that, in fact, investing into these crops are highly strategic. And whatever thing you need, as far as advice and guidance, that's why you have Four Streams Garden Estates. They are here to give you the best of advice. Thank you very much. I've exhausted my time.
You can do better than that. You can do better than that. Thank you, Mr. Wisdom.